Hey, this is Pete from Abstract Ocean. Today we're going to replace the satin silver emblems with a satin black version. So we have three positions. There's one of these on each side, so each front door. We have the front emblem, of course, and then we have the big one on the trunk, and I'll flash up some photos showing those. So the way our kits are made up, so the first one is for the front, and hopefully you can see, so this has the same locator pegs as the factory version, so we'll do that one first. That's easy. Then the two side ones, so we have an all matte black one, and then we have a version with the yellow highlights, so same as this basically, but with black rather than silver. And you'll see that, like all of our emblems, they're preloaded in a foam template, so they're pre-spaced. Makes installation really easy. So we'll do that. And then last but not least, we have the rear one. So same thing, it's pre-spaced. So really easy installation. The most tricky bit, especially for this rear one, is because it's so big, is removing the letters cleanly. So we'll get started with the front, then we're going to do here, then we'll do the rear. I'm going to be using a couple of tools. Then we have a little plastic razor blade, so it's paintwork safe, of course. And then some fishing line. This is 20-pound or 25-pound fishing line, I think, number 6, if you're into that. So we'll probably either have this as a separate kit on the page, because you may have some of this stuff. You can use Gooby Gone, whatever you like. You can use a credit card to pick this off. If you want, you can preheat it, that helps as well, with a hairdryer or a heat gun that's set on a low setting. So all of those things help. The adhesive foam that's left behind is pretty much a pain in the ass to get off, so it's going to take time. So I'll show a couple of the letters, then we'll just speed through that and then keep moving on. All right, let's get started with the front. Okay, so starting with the front, so if you remember, it's got these two locator pegs on the back of this one as well. So it goes that way around. So they're on the left and the right. So we're not going to try and pry it up from the left and the right, we're going to go from the top. I'm going to first of all just see if I can get my fingers under there. I cannot. So we're going to try and get some of this fishing line under there. Again, starting from the top or the bottom, just because you don't want to encounter those locator pegs. And this is a bit of a fiddle. This one in particular is sort of embossed. Yeah, obviously it's kind of recessed into the frunk lid. You can see it's coming off. You can also see it looks like when the body shop removed it to put the PPF on, they cracked the side of this one. That's not me doing that. And over here actually. So good thing this is coming off. Just trying to work it under that front bit. Okay, let's see how that goes. So now I'm going to just maybe get this under there a little bit just to help pry it. The main purpose of this is obviously just to scrape away the adhesive. But anything you can get under to help lift the emblem, because it's a pretty strong bond. Okay, so again, these bits were broken off before, not by me. And this is unlikely to be what you see. So because we had this wrapped at Expel, they've reused the old emblem badly. So this is all I've got to contend with, which is good. But you'll probably have an adhesive pad that basically matches that. So the next thing I'm going to do, now that's out of the way, we're just going to take a thumb, you have two of them hopefully, and just try and roll this off. That's the easiest way. As much of this stuff you can get off, the better, because you can use the adhesive remover, but it's a pain. You know, the way the adhesive remover works, it basically just dissolves everything. So it requires a lot of rags and just a lot of cleanup. So whatever you can get off with your thumb is better. Make the job quicker. So that's pretty good. I really don't need to do anything to this because it's all going to be covered up. So let me kind of do a test location first. So you'll see on the back, got a big peg, little peg. So it aligns with that, like so. We also include these handy little pull tabs so you're not fighting with the adhesive, which is good. So I'm just going to peel that off, carefully peel it off, and then sort of hover over, get it located into the lugs, and then simply just push down. Now we always say, push for about 30 seconds, and then don't drive in any weather extremes. So if it's snowing or raining, extremely hot, extremely cold, you get the idea, but just give it 24 hours to get a really good bond, and then I promise you these will not be going anywhere. Okay, that's that one done. We're going to move on to the side. Alright, so you join me at the side of the car. So as I mentioned, we have two versions. We have the one with the essentially the yellow shadow, or just an all black one. So I'm going to go ahead and just replace like for like and go with this one. So this is going to be this won't be as easy as the front one, but it does look like when they reinstalled the letters they didn't use that much of the foam. So I'm going to get my fishing line. The kit we have, or we will have some proper handles on the end, so you're not cutting into your hands like I am, but just kind of, you just want to saw it. And ideally, when you think you've got enough in there that you can pick the letter off, do that, because you'll probably be able to get more of the adhesive off by doing it that way. So I'm just going to pull gently. And again, your objective is to get as much of the adhesive off with the letter, or just roll it off. So that one came off pretty clean. Put that down there. The eye, I'm not cheating, this one's just, it's such a narrow letter, you should be able to just get that off pretty easily, like so. Okay, the V I'm going to have to get a start. So remember, saw it rather than just trying to kind of cut through it like a piece of cheese. Okay, so you get the idea. So I'm going to speed through these other ones and then we'll come back and start working the adhesive remover. So now I'm just going to roll off the adhesive that I can. Now I might be had a bit of an advantage here because we have the matte PPF on here already. So you may have more challenges than I do getting this stuff off. As you can see, it's rolling off pretty good. And then what I'm going to do before I do anything else, I've still got the shadow on there, is just kind of line it up. You can kind of see where you can see kind of through the gaps, get the alignment. So the V looks good, the R looks good, and the N looks good. And I'm just going to mark it here and here, and here and here. That's just going to help with the alignment. You can do it other ways. You can get a laser if you like, or just some sort of other level. Typically these fold lines are not necessarily completely parallel with the ground, but you do want the emblem kind of parallel with this just for aesthetics. Otherwise it'll look a bit strange. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a white. As you see, my car is not particularly, my truck isn't particularly clean. Then I'm going to have to get some adhesive remover on there. So the stuff we use is Rapid Tack. Gooby Gone is fine as well. Just anything really, the trick is, it's not a trick, but the trick is to have a sprayer that works for a start, unlike this one. But just let it soak in for a few minutes. This does no harm anywhere, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to grab some wipes to clean up. Okay, so now it's soaked in, I've got a bunch of shop rags here. And this little process consumes a lot of rags, so I have plenty on hand. But you can see that what's left is pretty much dissolving away. Nor is it essential to get every last bit off, because you're going to be covering it up anyway, but this is really just for being tidy. If you were going to debadge, then obviously you'd want to get every last bit off. kind of wipe up any excess. Good thing about having PPF is you don't have to care that much about it. All right, now I'm going to grab my alcohol wipe again, kind of re-clean the area. We obviously do not want any adhesive remover remaining on where the target area is, because that will impair the adhesion of the new emblem. More wipe. Okay. So the way these work, we have this carrier sheet on top, which is very, very light tack. It's really just designed to hold everything in the foam template. And then obviously we have this backing piece, which is quite a bit thicker. So I'm going to carefully peel this back. You want the letters obviously to stay in the mounting frame. Okay, just pop that one back in. And again, just carefully present it. I'm going to kind of be looking at my little guides I wrote on there earlier. It's a moderately precise science, but don't panic too much, because we're going to just sort of tap it into place, like so, just so there's just enough tack to hold it. Then we're going to take a step back. We're going to move that end up just a tad. Go. Okay, so just eyeball it, make sure it looks about right here, and then if you're happy with it, I'm just going to apply a little more pressure on each of the letters. I'm going to remove the top sheet, or the carrier sheet. That looks good. Then we're going to remove the frame. That looks great. Get rid of my dry erase markings. And then grab another shop rag and just kind of apply, it just helps you apply some more even pressure. And there you go. So that's that one. Now we're going to go on to the back. All right, I think I forgot about this little guy at the start of the video. So same thing, we have two options. We have just an all black, satin black, and then we have the version with the yellow bar still in the middle. So this is what I'm going to go with. We're going to pick this off, same as we did before. Let's get some fishing line behind there. Same thing, work it off with your thumb if you can. Grab the emblem. We don't need a foam template on this because it's pretty small, so same thing, we just want to peel away the back but maintain the shape on the front. Using the carrier sheet. So be careful with this. Alright, then I'm going to position it where my little marking was, more or less. Again, just tap it very gently, like so. Step back, make sure it looks lined up. It does, so apply some pressure. Remove this. Grab a shop rag and just apply some more even pressure. And then let me just tidy up my little cheek markers. A little bit of adhesive under there. There we go. If you ever find there's a bit of foam or something sticking out, yeah, because it is a little bit flexible, you can just use the blade that's in the accessory kit to just tuck it in under there as well. There you go. All right, last but not least, the big boy on the back. So for this back one, it's pretty big, so each of these letters is going to be a bit of a pain to remove. And also just check in transit that all your letters are still positioned correctly in this, and that you've got some adhesion, some gentle tack on this front cover sheet. It's a little bit more unwieldy, as you can see, but we'll work through that as we get the installation done. But you can see it's already pre-spaced, so at least you don't have to worry about that. All right, so same routine. I'm going to remove one of these letters and then just speed through the rest. I think you get the gist by now. Fishing line, sawing motion. Get it as far as you need to, so you can then just pick it off. So these are pretty big letters, so a little more tricky than the other ones. Okay. Remember, try and get as much of the adhesive pad off with the letter. So pretty good for that one. Roll the rest off with your thumb if you can. And then before we speed up, I'm just going to draw a V inside here. I don't know if this will last, but this will be our alignment point. And then let's just pick another one, maybe the N. Just so we know that we're putting the new letters in the right place. All right, I'm going to speed through the rest of this. See you on the other side. Alright, so this is a much larger emblem. You can't see what I'm doing now, but it's got it laid out in front of me, and so that's what it looks like. I'm going to peel off this back. You can see the A has become a little detached at the bottom, so I'm just going to reapply that. And then on the front side, which is the more important side, just make sure that the letters all have just enough tack. You can kind of see when it makes a bond, like any kind of window cling, but we want the letters to stay on there because it's quite a big piece. We don't want it falling off. Okay, I'm going to gently peel off the back inside. Bear with me. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. I'm going to sort of gently maneuver it around. Yeah, the last thing you want is one of these letters falling out onto the ground, obviously. And then present it to the car. And I'm kind of looking at the V where I have my little markers, and the N over here. So let me start with the N, and then line up the V, and just place that like that. Again, gentle taps, because I'm going to take a step back, make sure that looks lined up, which it absolutely does. So I'm going to apply a little more pressure so that the letters stay in place and don't come away when I remove the carrier sheet and the foam installation template. Okay, then I'm going to carefully peel it all away, like so. Grab what remains of my alcohol pad, just remove my little guidelines. Might have to tuck it in there, may have to get a Q-tip just to get right in that V. But that's how you install these OEM quality satin black, and then for the sides, for the small R1T on the back, and the front logo, you've got the choice of the yellow shadow or full black. For this back one, For the rear one, it is just full black to kind of match the original aesthetic from Rivian, which was full silver. Thank you for watching.